And I went on the dates with the guy who brought these flowers. I didn't even think about it. My friends had come over and they saw the flowers on my table and they're like, oh my God, those look like the flowers that were on your vision board. They're like, go grab the vision board. So I went and grabbed it. We were like holding it up next to it, like, holy guacamole, you guys, it happened. Dreamers, don't care what other people say. We live it like this could be a fun. Hey loves, it's Brianna. Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video was heavily requested. I'm gonna be talking about how to set your goals and create a vision board if you're doing this for the new year, or really you can do this anytime in your life where you're like, I am ready for a fresh start. I wanna write a new chapter. So this is a great video, I think, for the start of the year, but also anytime that you just need that fresh start. So I know for me, after I got divorced, I made a totally different vision board like in the middle of that year. But usually now I'm kind of on the cadence where I'll do it at the beginning of the year, or I did have a friend who had a vision board party in March, which is, it's interesting timing because March is actually the beginning of the lunar year. So it can kind of be almost your body's natural inclination of knowing like, okay, everything's resetting right now, just like at New Year's too. But this was the vision board that I made back in March, and it was wild, you guys, wild. Okay, so when I say wild, I'll give you one of the things in here. A lot of things have come true or like in the process of coming true. But one of the ones that just blew my mind is completely unexpectedly met a guy, played the guitar, and I mean, this was eerily, it was crazy to like a photo of him. And these flowers he brought me, and I will post the picture of it to prove it. I won't post the picture of him, obviously, but I'll post the picture of the flowers that he brought me. And I mean, come on, are they not like nearly identical to those? Isn't that wild? But there is a little bit of science behind all of this. So I took some notes for this video so that I can give you actual facts when it comes to doing all of this, because it might sound a little woo-woo, but it actually is all based in scientific things about our brain. Okay, so creating a vision board is helpful because it's a visual representation of your goals and desires. And it allows you to clarify your intentions, so get like very clear on what it is that you want in your brain and in your future. And when you see that tangible reminder every single day on your vision board, it just will continually motivate you to get even closer to your goals. And you could call this manifesting, you could call this praying. I mean, for me, that's what it is, because there's two Bible verses that talk about doing this with God. The first one is 1 John 5:14. It says, God hears us if we ask for things that are in accordance with his will. So when I'm setting my vision and my goals for the year, I am always thinking, what is going to be the most helpful in the world, in my family, with my friends? How am I going to use the gift that God gave me, the gifts he's blessed me with? Like, how am I going to use those for in the future to make the world a better place or make my kids' lives better? And the second verse is Matthew 21:22. It says, Jesus says that if we have faith, we will receive what we ask for in prayer. And there's kind of a follow-up to this because I know, like, you hear that and you're like, great, all the things that I want are gonna, you know, come to me. And, you know, God is saying, yes, I want to give you those things, but he's either going to give it to you if it's right and your heart's in the right place and it's his will. He might ask you to wait. You might have to have a little bit of time and some more lessons learned to be ready to receive that. Or if he says no, it's because there's something even better than, you know, what you had on your vision board coming along. Like, spoiler alert, that relationship is over, so there must be somebody even bigger and better coming along. So that's both the science and I feel like the spiritual behind doing a practice like this. It's saying the desires of your heart, what your prayers are, what your hopes are, what your dreams. Not only saying them out loud, but actually making them this visual representation of what your dreams and what your heart's desires are, which I just think is really beautiful, whether you're communicating that, you know, if your belief is like just the universe, or if you're communicating that with Jesus. I feel like it's really, really beautiful to have those conversations and talk about what's on your heart. Okay, here is what you will need to have what I think is the best way to journal and create a vision board and sort of manifest all of your dreams into reality. Get a journal, because you're gonna start off with journaling. I'll go into the details of how this will work later. Make sure you get magazines that focus on the topics that you really want to have on your vision board. So like if fitness is one, make sure you're getting workout magazines. If traveling is one, make sure you get travel magazines. Or I would highly suggest getting pictures of exactly what it is you want. Like for example, if you want a very specific Chanel bag, get the exact picture of the bag that you want. Again, those flowers look just like this. And in so many other people who I've followed just to see how they do their vision boards and their process, it is a common theme that everybody will tell you the more specific you can put, the better. Because even people who've just, you know, picked a different kind of car because they wanted, you know, to get a new car that year, they end up getting the car that's on their vision board, and it might not have been the car they necessarily really wanted or their dream car. So really make sure that the images on your board are as close to what your dream really looks like in your brain as possible. Get pens and markers for anything you want to write on your board or color on your board or decorate your board. Also any other like stickers, gems, that kind of stuff if you want to kind of doll it up. And then obviously a poster board to put it all on, scissors to cut the pictures out, and glue to glue everything on. Now, if you are not going to do this right now, this first week of New Year's, the best time to do it, if you want like scientifically to know when the best time is when there is a new moon in the lunar cycle. So that happens every 28 days. You can Google to see like when the next new moon is. I know there was just a new moon on December 30th, so that was considered, again, because of how like the atmosphere and the energy is in the earth. This is what I found online when I looked it up. It says, a new moon symbolizes a fresh start, new beginnings, a clean slate, and it's the ideal moment to set intentions and plant the seeds for your desires to grow. Much like how the moon continues to grow after a new moon to become a full moon, you're harnessing the energy of potential and possibility that comes with the start of the moon phase. So just consider that if you're like, when can I do this, that it would be like the most powerful time energetically to do it. If you're like, what are you talking about, energy? Because I will tell you, this is something that over time I have gotten so much more in tune with and understand and like feel to my core so much more. So to kind of explain it to you, all living things have energy, right? Like that's how we move around. Our brain, right, is like constantly firing thoughts out. Like there's so much energy and activity going on in our brain. All this obviously, like science can pick up on all the electromagnetic waves in our brain. We all have this energy. Now, the energy is going to vibrate at different frequencies, just depending on where we're at in our journey, in life, all of those things. And kind of the way that I can best explain this to you, I think we've all been in that situation. Let's say you're at work or in a classroom where there's a big group of people and that one really negative person comes in, like they're just really down, or maybe something bad happened to them, they're in a really bad mood. You can like feel their energy when they come in the room with their sadness. I feel like also, I think especially like as a mom, I feel like you can feel the high energy then of people too, or that like really beautiful, innocent, pure energy of kids. Like think about it, like when you go to a playground, right? And there's like a couple of kids and then like more kids start coming and the energy just increases and you can like feel their excitement as they run around and play. Like they're vibrating at a much higher frequency. Because they're happy. They also, you know, probably have none of the stresses that us as adults have, right? That can like bring our energy down and our frequency down. I'm going off on a pretty big tangent here, but when you think of it that way, you know, if you're making these visuals of the things you want, you're gonna have a higher likelihood of getting them sooner if you're vibrating at that higher level of energy. Like you'll see the things where it's like high vibes or good vibes only. And I will say it was always periods where I think I was really happy, or again, like unexpectedly met somebody. So you're just in a whole different energetic level when a lot of the things would happen. And kind of set the mood so that you are just operating at your highest level, being your highest self when you go to create your vision board. And I feel like the most important things you can do then is to set the mood. And I think like first and foremost, having a clean space, like that was one of the reasons I took down all of my Christmas decorations, because I wanted to just make sure, like on the 30th, honestly, I was trying to take it down before then, so that on the 30th, I just had a nice clean slate here to make my vision board and do my journaling and set my intentions for the next year. Also light candles, because there is a scientific reason for this. They help you relax because their soft light stimulates the limbic system in your brain, and that leads to the release of calming hormones like serotonin and dopamine, which effectively reduces stress and promotes relaxation. So when I like light the candles, I feel like that kind of obviously is contributing to some sort of feel good release in my brain. So I'm at my highest vibes to have the most effective vision board. I feel like I know somebody's gonna be like, this is so woo-woo, but I'm telling you, if you actually look up the science behind a lot of these things, it all makes sense. So one of the other things is I always like to have fresh flowers. So you might have seen in my Christmas when I was taking everything down, I did get fresh flowers. I feel like I like to do that just in general for like a mental reset, but there actually is a scientific reason why they're good. They put you in a good mood because their beauty and fragrance triggers positive emotions and memories often associated with love, care, nature, the release of dopamine, which is the feel-good neurotransmitter in your brain that boosts your mood and creates a sense of happiness and well-being. So fresh flowers really do kind of set a mood or set a tone for things. Probably why people are taught to bring them at the start of a date, like, you know, get you in a good mood, ready to have fun. Also, when I did the vision board party with my friends, we also had crystals on the table, and I did look up like, why do crystals help? And it says that they can redirect and rechannel energy flow with their unique energetic vibrations that can help unblock areas of the body or energy field that have become stuck. Now, I did a little more digging in this in full transparency. There weren't studies that actually back that up, but there was a lot written around just the placebo effect of crystals, of basically like if in your mind that you think it's gonna help you, but like it is gonna help you, right? Like it's like the people who take the placebo pills in a trial, they're not given the actual medicine, but they still report that, oh, like my headache went away, even though they were given the placebo. It's like more their mind cured their headache because it said, oh, by taking this pill, your headache's gonna go away. And that is, I feel like that really is sort of what all of this is very similar to. It's tricking your brain by seeing it every day that this is already yours. So it's gonna be attracted to you and you're attracted to it much faster. Like you'll do the actual actions in reality. They're gonna drive you to it even faster. Hopefully I'm explaining that well. Another thing I'll do too is just like take a bath to get super relaxed before I do any of this. And I usually always light the fire too. Sorry, the battery died. Scientific fact for you though about the fires. So sitting by a fire helps you think because of the mesmerizing flickering flames that act as a focal point, which allows your mind to relax and enter a meditative state, effectively reducing distractions. So that's what you want in this whole process, is to not have any of that mind chatter going on about the laundry and about what time drop off is tomorrow and did you get what you needed from the grocery store. You really want to be at that highest vibe, right? Where you're in this relaxed, almost meditative state, thinking of all those things in your brain that then you're getting actual pictures of on your board, because then it's real in your thoughts and it is drawing you closer to it. And every single day when you see it, you're gonna be making sure whether it's the goals, both consciously and subconsciously, are happening to reach that visual and draw it to you sooner. But I'm telling you, I have seen this so many times in my life now. All my friends that do this have seen so many of the things happen. And I will say, I feel like there is something that too, like how I was talking earlier about how like when kids at the playground and all their energies get together, I do feel like doing it with my friends and all of us together, like sharing with each other and kind of praying about it with each other. I feel like that's why like our energy all together like made things happen a lot sooner for all of us. But other elements of the mood that I feel like are important is obviously like it should be a calm, quiet evening. Like I took advantage of the fact that my kids are at their dad's to be able to do this, so it was nice and calm and quiet, no interruptions. So I definitely say like do it after bedtime or do it when the kids are at school, like whenever you can have that uninterrupted quiet. And then one of the other things I really like to do is I have these frequency playlists where different frequencies will help with different things. So for example, I'll tell you this one I really like on Spotify. It's called Miracle Tones, but you'll see like 528 hertz is anxiety relief. 432 says miracle sleep tone. There's like so many different ones. Let's see, 40 hertz, it says focus, frequency, and improved memory. So just like really quickly, like it will be kind of like a white noisy chord almost sound. but I feel like playing those instead of traditional music with lyrics that just can, I feel like, evoke also maybe some negative emotions that you don't want in this. I feel like listening to these frequencies just puts your brain on a whole different meditative state as too, so that again, you can focus more on your dreams and not let anything else cloud those dreams. I had no idea I could talk so much about this topic until I just sat down now and did this. So I hope that you're enjoying this. I know it's a little different than some of my videos, but I really do feel like it ties so much into just all the videos I make that are about cleaning motivation, because ultimately that's like a mindset thing, right? And then it's tied to our mental health, and it's tied to, I feel like, so many things that are probably on your vision board of what you want to happen for your future and your family and your life, and why you do all the work that you do every single day. So it's all very connected. And yeah, clearly I could go on about this all day, all night. It's actually really pretty looking snow outside right now. I will say it is kind of peaceful, even though I'm really not a snow girl, I'm a beach girl, but it's a pretty snow. So you know the reason why behind a vision board, and you know how to set the mood, and you know the things you need. So now it is finally time for you to sit down. So what you're going to want to do first is take out that journal, and I have a bunch of prompts for you. I'll read through them. I'm gonna put them in the description box below too, and I'll do like a little more of a write-up too, because actually I have so much of my notes on my phone for this video that I was just like, when I was doing it, I was like, oh, I'm excited to tell everybody about this. So I'll have them in the description box, along with probably a little more details about everything I'm talking about too, so you can read through the description box. Here are the journal prompts so that you can really hone in on the things you want and have this written down, because that's just as important as the visual pictures is what you're writing down in this. So you can start with any of these are good, like pick, you know, a handful of them. I would say like 5 to maybe maximum 10 of these, just kind of narrow it down. What are your 3 top priorities for 2025? What is one habit I want to create this year? What personal qualities do I want to develop? What will success look like for me in 2025? And I would say in these answers, write in the present tense when you're answering questions like that. So instead of me being like, oh, I want to be this businesswoman, I'm gonna say like, I'm gonna pretend it's the end of 2025 and I am the businesswoman of my dreams. So I'm gonna say like, I am a businesswoman, I'm wearing beautiful blazers and Manolo Blahniks, and you know, go into all the details of what you look like, what you wear, and write it as though it's happening right now. Again, it just is kind of that mental trick. You're making your mind believe that it's yours right now, so it can be brought to you faster, and you know, God will know your heart and be so much clearer on what it is you're asking for. Okay, we'll continue with the prompts. How will I take care of my mental and physical health this year? What do I need to let go of to move forward? Little fun activity you can do just even around that question. I did it on New Year's Eve if you saw my Instagram stories, but a little practice I like to do is just write down all of the things that are no longer serving me, the things I want to let go of, the things I want to leave in that year. Again, you might do this at the beginning of the month. You might do this, you know, new moon cycle, you know, whatever the timing is for you. Maybe it's just the day you're like, I need to let this go right now, or this person go, or these things go, or this bad habit go, whatever it is. Write it on a piece of paper and then throw it in the fire and burn it. And it's kind of this really powerful, I'll be very honest with you, like there was some things after I did it that it was like an instant switch that I could be like, yep, like never am gonna look at that ever again, kind of a thing. So what financial goal do I want to achieve by the end of the year? What new skill will I commit to learning in 2025? How will I organize my time to stay productive and balanced? What experiences or adventures do I want to have in 2025? It's always one of my favorite ones. I love dreaming of trips and traveling. How can I be more present and mindful in my daily routine? What will I stop doing that no longer serves me? What is one relationship that I want to improve this year? How can I contribute more to my community or causes I care about? And I feel like that one's really important to connect into what God wants to give us, right? What are 3 books that I want to read for self-growth? What limiting belief do I need to challenge and overcome in 2025? How will I make time for rest and care throughout the year? What is one risk I'm willing to take for personal growth? And what legacy do I want to build or continue this year? Okay, so once you've, again, kind of pick 5 to 10 of those questions that call the most to you, that like when you heard them, you're like, okay, I really want to think about this, or like I want to get clearer on what I'm thinking when it comes to that. Pick those and again, write them down in your journal so you have them written. And trust me, it'll be really fun to look back on what you wrote, because I just did that. I read what I wrote last January and it was pretty cool. And I looked up a little bit of science for you on this too. It says journaling about your goals is beneficial because it helps you solidify your aspirations, track your progress, gain deeper insight into your motivations, stay accountable by physically writing them down, which ultimately increases your chances of achieving them. It's essentially making your goals feel more real and tangible and boost your motivation to take action. But okay, you have your 3 goals, you've written out what your vision is, the things that you're wanting for your future. So now you can begin cutting out the pictures for your vision board or printing out those specific pictures for your vision board. And these are the areas that you can think about of how you want to get visuals for each of them on your board. So a spiritual one, so again, maybe it's your relationship with God, the Bible, maybe, you know, whatever religion you practice or whatever your belief system is for the universe and how everything works. Oftentimes that's an area where people want to have some sort of progress or some sort of growth. Then having a travel or social section. So even if, you know, you're not planning on globe-trotting this year, maybe there's some concerts or movies or, you know, something new you kind of want to try around your hometown. Think of all those things. Then financial, again, this could be a goal in savings. It could be purchasing a home or, you know, any kind of investments, that kind of stuff. But most people usually have something around finances. One of the tricks that I've heard a lot of people talk about too is if you are wanting to make a certain amount of money, oftentimes having a blank check and writing in that exact amount that you want, or having like a screenshot of a bank account and showing the money in the actual savings account is, again, a really good thing for your brain to keep seeing so that it becomes that reality. And then having a section for career and business. So, you know, it might be something that you want to achieve in where you're working right now. It might be something new you want to do. Just, as always, dream big. Because Lord knows I would have never dreamed that YouTube was going to get to be my job. And again, one of those things where I wanted the rose. I wanted to be a TV news anchor and a teacher, and God definitely gave me what I wanted when I wanted to be a teacher, but I feel like he gave me the rose garden when it came to being a TV news anchor, because I feel like YouTube is just way more fun and creative than I ever could have been just like reading a teleprompter. Not that TV journalists don't do amazing work that impacts the lives of tons of people, but I just think YouTube is so much fun. I'm just so grateful for it all and for all of you. Okay, next topic to think about is your health. This could be your mental health. This could be your physical health. All the things. It could be, you know, how you're eating. I do actually think it's really powerful to put pictures of like the types of foods that you want to eat too if you are changing anything up in that area. Again, just kind of helps you stick to your goals when you're seeing it. And then relationships and family. So this could be love, romance. It could be having to do with your kids or other family members, friends, all the relationships. All right, so this is the tangible part of the process where you are going through those magazines and you're gonna cut out the things, again, when you see it, your heart, like you just feel the energy radiating from your heart that it is something that you want, it's something you desire, it strikes a chord with you. You'll just know, you'll have that feeling of like, okay, you know, this is gonna be on my vision board to lead me down that path towards the life of my dreams. So now's the time to start cutting things out and gluing them on your board. And if you're wondering about placement of like where you should put certain things, there's kind of 2 schools of thought. One is that your eyes are always going to be, you know, drawn into the center of the poster board. So you could put your most important thing or the thing that you want to be reminded of the most in the center. Other schools of thought are that it should be how you read directionally. So I know for me, that would be like the most important, it would be in the top left of the board. And then the least important things would be in the bottom right of the board. So like you kind of like look at the board, right? Like as though you're reading it, and those things that come first are probably gonna be the standouts in your mind. But once it is done, most important steps of the entire process is you have to share them with someone else. So whether it's calling up one of your best friends, whether it is sharing it on your social media, almost like how people, you know, do the accountability of going to the gym, all that kind of stuff. Like, you need accountability around this vision board of sharing, here's what's on my board. And it was actually really funny, the story about this. So when I went on the dates with the guy who brought these flowers, I didn't even think about it. My friends had come over and they saw the flowers on my table and they're like, oh my God, those look like the flowers that were on your vision board. They're like, go grab the vision board. So I went and grabbed it. We were like holding it up next to it, like, holy guacamole, you guys, it happened. It was wild. That's probably one of the wildest things, and why I feel like being really specific can only be better for you. But yes, make sure you are sharing it. If there's nobody around you when you're finished, just out loud, talk to God, talk to Jesus, talk to the universe. Say why you picked each of those pictures, why it's on your board, the things that you want to work on, the things you want to accomplish, the things you want to do, places you want to go. Say it all out loud, whether you're saying that as a prayer or you're just telling friends or you're telling your mom or, you know, whoever. Putting it out there in the universe. Right? That's key to all of this, so that the dreams that are real in here become real out here. Woo woo! I know, if you are skeptical, I can understand, but I'm telling you this, it all just adds up and it all just starts working once you kind of get it. So once you've shared it, hang it up in a place where you see it every single day. I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but mine's in my closet. So every single day when I am getting ready, I'm looking at it. When I'm putting on my jewelry, I'm looking at it. And I feel like it's almost even in my brain in a lot of ways made me change how I dress. Like, I want to be more polished. Even if I'm just hanging around the house, like, I've started getting a lot of lounge sets so that I look, you know, matchy-matchy. Very demure. Very matchy. But just put it in that place where every single day you're going to be looking at it. You know, if you travel up for work or something like that, put a picture of it on your phone and make it a habit of when you wake up in the morning, you look at it. When you go to bed at night, you look at it. And, you know, then you're dreaming about it likely too, or you're just, you know, it's going to come into your subconscious thoughts all throughout your day to motivate you to do those things, to go to the gym, to, you know, do whatever work is necessary at your job or for your business to make your financial goals come true or your career aspirations come true. But all right, I hope that this video helped give you lots of insight onto how to create a vision board and how to really set the mood for one, and how to increase likelihood of all of your dreams and all of your manifestations and all of your prayers coming true. I do think it would be really powerful and declarative if everybody put down in the comments what are your 3 big goals for 2025, or if there's that dream or that wish on your heart that you're just praying is gonna come true. Leave it in the comments and we all together, we can make this be a little interesting experiment. Pray on what that person's, you know, wishes, desires, goals, vision is, and everybody will be praying for yours too, and it'll probably be this really cool positive energy that, you know, when God hears it, he'll be like, oh, gotta take this one first. it's popping to the top of all the messages that I'm getting. That's how I kind of think the office hierarchy works up in heaven anyways. I truly do. I hope that if anything, this video just helps you dream a little bigger this year or whatever time you happen to be tuning into this video, and that whatever you put on your vision board, whatever your heart's desires are, does come true for you. And hopefully comes true sooner than it would have if you didn't make the vision board and start saying the prayers and start talking about it out loud to other people that love you. All right, bye loves. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Have the happiest new year, and may all your New Year dreams come true.
What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreaming.